Hello friends, hello everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev, Tuesdays to be continued. We're gonna get started in 2 minutes. So grab your mini catalogs, all your catalogs if you'd like, and something to drink, and let's have fun together. Welcome, welcome. I see people starting to pop on, so glad you're here. I don't see any names yet, and I do always like to say, if I don't personally say hello to you or directly say hello to you, it's because your name didn't pop up for some reason. I don't know why that happens. So, and if you ask a question and I do not answer it in real time, I will answer it when I watch the replay. I promise. But feel free to get a hold of me anytime with any of your questions. Give it another minute and we're going to get started. It's a beautiful day today. Hi Diane. Oh good, you got to make it. Been out in the garden a little bit, doing a little cleanup. It's funny, the guy that comes to clean our pool weekly was out at the pool, but I didn't see him. I was out in the back, and I heard somebody, so I almost yelled at Ken, "What are you doing?" And then I thought better to look to see who it was, and it was the pool kid. Well, he's a young man, and so I'm like, "Oh, good morning, hello, Valerie." So I'm glad I didn't yell at him because, well, I wasn't yelling at Ken mean either, but I was just like, "What are you doing?" That's what I was gonna say. Oh my goodness, it's 2 o'clock. We're gonna get started now. In the mini catalog on page 54, the Ranunculus stamp set bundle, it's beautiful, and I used it on Sunday if you were here, and I'm going to use it again today. That is my style to be continued, so I can show you other things I've been making. But I did notice that the price is $49.50 for the bundle, so that is 50 cents away from a free item with celebration. So if you're going to get that bundle, just add some Tombow glue or something small, and you've got a free set from the celebration catalog. I am going to turn you down to my desk so we can get started, and I'm going to announce the winner of Sunday's card and show you my host code for the month, and then we'll just start stamping. So here we go. Okay. Going to, there we go. Okay, now I'm situated and I can see comments. Hi, Carol. All right, so here are the cards I made on Sunday. Hi, Louise. So the winner gets to pick. She can either choose this one or this one. On Sunday, I didn't finish the inside of this one, so I have now. So I'll just show, I didn't put a sentiment, but I did decorate it. So she can choose that one. Let's see who the winner is. And you have until Sunday to send me your address so I can mail these out. Hi, Lena, welcome. The winner is Kathy Smith Spencer. So Kathy, if you see this, send me a private message here on Facebook, or better yet, an email. Here is my email right here, and give me your address, and then I will send you out whichever card you picked. Hi, Bev. So congratulations. Let me see again. I think this is a new follower. So yeah, Kathy Spencer. Okay. Oh, you know her. Okay, good, Carol. Well, thank you. You must have shared, and now she's watching. Yes, please let her know so she can so I can send that card out to her. All right. So here's my hostess code, my link to my shop, my email, as I already mentioned, and my YouTube channel. I am going to keep my host code here on the desk. It might get stamped on, but that's okay. I'm going to keep it there because I keep getting questions about what is your host code. And so if I keep it there, maybe you can catch it, more. You can catch it better. All right, so the Ranunculus Romance bundle, the dies and the stamp set. As I mentioned on Sunday, I kept them all out, one in my magnetic bowl, all the dies, and so I have them at my hand ready to use. And then I have these little containers that I put all the stamps on their blocks that are in the set, and I have those right here ready to use quickly too. So I don't have to stop and get a block, and if I'm in the creative mode, I don't want to stop and get my mind on something else. So the first card, I switched over to using some cardstock, the base cinnamon cider, because it coordinates beautifully with the Heart and Home Designer Series paper. So I have a standard base, 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm simply going to fold that in half. Hello there, Terry. Welcome. And use our bone folder, which our bone folder, if you're new, is a basic tool that everybody uses to burnish their folds and their score lines so they can have a beautiful card or a beautiful box, if that may be the case. Then I took the Heart and Home Designer Series paper. I'm going to start with the biggest piece, and I'll just layer them on as I go. And this is the standard layer piece, 4 by 5.25. Okay, this pattern does have a direction, so I'm going to turn it around so the leaves are going up and down instead of they're flowing up this way. Okay, again, there's the standard size. Then I'm going to start from the smallest size. I just didn't want to lose this piece. I started working with book pages. This piece is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And I have another piece the same exact size of pale papaya. So on Sunday, I talked about this die working 2 different ways. Hi, Kathy. One of the ways is that you place this onto your paper and it makes a window, if you will. So that's what I'm going to show you today. However, if you want to cut out the whole flower and create this, you need what I call the frame die that matches, and that will cut out the flower completely. So for this card, I am going to cut out just the window and show you how that works, and I'm going to do that on a book page. Okay. Since I have my plate out for the folder, I'm going to take the Timeless Worn Type folder and put my pale papaya into the folder, just to give the paper underneath the window that I'm making some texture and interest. So there's the texture now in the pale papaya and the timeless or time-worn type, and there's the code number for that folder. Now we're going to put our plates 2 and 3, because we're going to die cut. And I'm going to lay down the page, the book page, and my flower. And I'm going to try to get it centered both on both sides and top and bottom. the best I can and then run that through. I was going to say I'll run it through twice, but I'm going to run it through once because that is a book page, and so it's pretty thin, so I imagine it's going to cut out fairly easily. Normally I cut out 2 or 3 at a time, so I go back and forth, but this time there was just one, so I just went through once, and yes, it cut out very easily. Okay, I'm just going to wiggle the paper until everything pops out. When it's cut very nicely, hi Belkis, hi, how are you? When it's cut very well with the die, just wiggling your paper like this, they will pop out. So no tools necessary. So see what I mean about the window now? You have a see-through piece of paper. If you want some color behind that, and that's what I'm doing, you can just layer like this. So I just wanted a little bit of texture underneath my window, so that's why I used the time-worn type folder. All right, I'm going to take this and put glue around the edges. Yes, we did have DSP like that years ago. But now that we don't, I just turn to my books. Your hymn books, just books. You know, they even have books at the Dollar Tree, I hear. I mean, I've never paid attention, but that's what I hear. So you can get a book for $1 and then have a bunch of script paper. All right, so there's the layers like that. Then I have all still in the Heart and Home Designer Series paper pack. All these patterns are in there except for the book page. I cut a 3 1/4 by 3 5/8 piece. This piece here is so dainty. And I'm going to center these 2 pieces onto that one. Okay? So again, layer, 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 layer is what I'm doing. Okay, so the next piece of Designer Series paper is the Heart and Home, the back side of the blue that I used on Sunday, 3 1/2 by 4 1/8. But this time, I'm not going to center it. I'm going to lay it up top like this. So the top is all even, and I have a little extra of the wood grain showing at the bottom. I'm going to lay these down, and then I'm going to come over to my cinnamon cider ink. And I'm going to find my words just for you. And I'm tapping that onto my stamp pad. And I'm going to stamp that just down here at the bottom of the Designer Series wood grain paper. There we go. The reason I kept these layered on each other is just in case, which it did happen in this case, the part of the words got onto the floral. It's still something you can read. If I pulled it down a little bit, I would have been completely just on the wood, and that's okay too. That's usually the way I do it, but this time I was a little bit high. So it still is fine because I kept the other layers in place. So that's just a little trick you should know. All right, now I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to glue these down. Because this top is at this top, I'm still going to be fine to put this puzzle back together so the words are, you can read them nicely. The sentiment is still going to be able to be read. Okay. Hi, Linda. So just like a puzzle, you're looking to line up the top and the J and the T and the top of the Y there on the sentiment. Hello, Charlene. Okay, so this is becoming very, very country and very, very pretty, very soft, very feminine. I'm gonna take one of our bees. They are the bumblebee trinkets is what they're called. And a mini glue dot. And I'm gonna set that right here in the corner just to add to the sweetness. But I want one more layer of paper. And so I took, still in the Heart and Home, all these gorgeous patterns. And this one is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I again am lining up the tops. And I again have an extra piece here, longer than the rest. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this down, but I'm gonna add a little bit more interest with just the paper. So top to top, make sure you're even side to side. And then the interest I'm gonna create now is just by taking my snips and cutting up and making a fringe. This is a very Western country feel type of card with these little additions of pattern, texture, and fringe. Now, if you still have your fringe scissors from years ago that we used to sell, you could use those at this point. But if you don't, you can create your own fringe just by cutting slits, playing with them back and forth, leaving some up and some down, just to add eye candy interest. What do you guys think about that? Do you think it added interest? Okay, we're gonna lay this all down here. I am going to put it together with my dimensionals. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of ribbon. Doesn't it, Kathy? I'm glad you like that. I do too. Kathy says that the fringe makes it pop. Huh, that's not sticky. That one is. That's bizarre, isn't it? Okay, so I'm not going to put any dimensionals on the fringe because I want that to be able to pop up and down. There's another piece that's not. Okay. So take off my paper backings. I think I'd like another one right up in the middle there. And then we can just center this whole piece onto the card. This just makes me want to go get on a flowery top in my cowboy boots and listen to country western music. I don't know why it reminds me of that so much, but it does. Okay, so then the open weave pale papaya ribbon works perfectly with this card. Hey, I remembered to make a bow and leaving it on the reel. How about that? I never remember that. Okay, I want a smaller bow and longer tails. So I'm just going to mess with it until I get it the size I want. And then I'll snip off. Be careful not to snip off your fringe. And go back to my mini glue dots In this case, I'm going to take 2 and set it right in the middle of the flower. Okay, this one here is a little bit long. So cut it off the right length, and there we go. This card says just for you, as it is. But what I wanted to point out is another way you can use your designer series paper. In the pack, there's this one. So it's on the back of the cinnamon cider, the fringy piece. See how the wood grain is at an angle? Well, when I saw that gave me opportunity, I thought, to take the smaller stamps in the set. This one says, just because, just for you. Find my hello. Oh, it's in my hand. I'm like, where'd it go? It's in my hand. Okay. So here's the hello in the set. Back to my cinnamon cider ink pad. And I am going to stamp in between the lines in the paper. So these 2 lines look wider to me than these 2. So I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to stamp in between the lines of the wood grain. Hello. Then I'm going to take my snips. Hi, Kathleen. And I'm going to cut out this plank of wood. I'll save this one for another time, another word. And then I'm just going to cut at an angle. And get another dimensional. Let's see if 2 fit on there. Yes, they do. And then we can put a happy little hello right here. Hello, just for you. Isn't that cute? Let me know with hearts or thumbs up if you like this. Here is my sample. And I did not line the inside, but I will line the inside very, very similar to this, using the same ribbons and the same papers to coordinate with the front of this one. That's all you have to do. But I noticed I've been taking 45 to an hour of your time, 45 minutes to an hour of your time each time I'm on live now. And I do think that's probably too long for you. So I was trying to cut it down a little bit and not stamping the inside. Okay, so here's card number 2. All the same product, except I switched over to polished pink ribbon, polished pink base, and soft succulent cardstock for the leaves. And I used the frame, and I cut out the flowers as I taught you on Sunday. So this card actually has both techniques. I made a window. You don't mind? Oh, good. I'm glad. I felt guilty. I made a window on the designer series paper. And I'm just going to put my flower down since I have it right here. On my flower, my leaf. And I'm going to tuck the stem right down underneath there. Okay. So now I'm going to take my glue and put my base down. And this is the standard 4 by 5 1/4. This piece here. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue around the frame of the center of this flower. I crinkle. Oh, I wanted to show you this. I didn't get the die far enough on the paper, and so I didn't cut it right, but I didn't want to waste that. So if that happens to you, just put it on first, and nobody will ever know, and you don't have to waste that pretty flower. Then a little bit of glue here, because the other one you put on top will cover that up and nobody will ever know. So there you go. And the same idea here. So see how you can just make, using the same idea, but just make it a little bit different. You could add extra leaves, and then go to any of your stamps in the set. Let's see what we have here. And add a sentiment. Thanks for sharing your heart. That's the one I used on Sunday. And if you wanted to, you could collage the background of this paper like I taught you on Sunday. But if not, you could just stamp directly onto the designer series paper. Hi, Diana. And be done. Okay, so another idea that popped into my, I better clean that. Another idea that popped into my head was with the Heart and Home suite. Within that suite, there are the Heart and Home doilies that we've talked about a few times. White on one side, gray, cinnamon, and I've colored mine, so I forget all the colors are in there. Let's see. There's the gray. Oh, the Misty Moonlight, and then the cinnamon, and then the white side. You can color those whatever color you want. I really, really love doilies, as you guys know. This is their code here. So I was thinking how I could make a card using this designer series paper and the doilies. So here is, with the circle dies, just cut out the circle of the doily, run it through the time-worn type folder. See the texture in there? Cut strips of your scrap of DSP and just, I call it tic-tac-toe it, just put in stripes. And then use your circle punches for leaves. Do you guys know how to do that? If somebody needs to know how to use their circle punches to make leaves, let me know and I'll show you right now. And then here is a piece of the designer series plank, again for stamping, and I just curved it using my bone folder. And again, the bee. Very country, I think. Very sweet. I love this card. Okay, if we want to fancy this, now using all the same products, just a few different, yes, please show us how to make the leaves. Got it. All right. I'm going to grab a circle punch. I just grabbed any circle punch. So any circle punch you have, or any circle die. And I'm going to get a piece of green Heart and Home so I can use them since I'm making them. So all you do is you put a circle die or circle punch into your green paper for leaves. You're going to hold on to the end and you're going to put it back into the punch partial way and pull until you get the leaf as wide or as narrow as you want, and then you're going to punch it out, and that makes a leaf. You're going to have this left over, which looks like a crescent moon. If you have enough room, you can go back in again and pull and make another leaf. You're welcome. So this one's smaller, but you can make them the exact same size by not going in as far as I did on that one, and then they'll be the same size. Okay, so now you have some leaves using your circle punches. Okay, thank you for asking that question. I'm sure there's other people that didn't know that, so it's very nice to know. All right, so using the Heart and Home DSP, the same bundle, Ranunculus Romance, and some silver paper underneath to layer with. Now I have these not down just so I can play with them and decide where I want to put all of the foliage that I have in here. Now this main one we already have worked with many times. There's also this one here. See that? We've worked with the big leaf many times, and there's just two different colors here. But look at this one, how pretty that is. And yes, that is in the set also. So if you just throw them all underneath the big flower, you're going to have a very pretty card. I stamped 2 images and cut them out with their coordinating dies, and I stamped the little die, the little stamp that's in the set also, and cut it out with the die, this one here. And let me see what else. There's 2 of these little guys here. There's one hidden tucked right in here. So just changing up the colors. And then the long stamp in the set, I used it as a border 3 times just for some more interest. Okay, I wanted to show you a box. These, it's just in time for Valentine's Day. These are the sweet little boxes. There is their item number. I'm not sure, they're food safe. So that means they're a little bit glossy when you stamp on them. If you stamp on them, you're going to need a minute to dry. But I wanted to show you what I did with them. I've been talking about using this largest die as a window. So I did just that. I opened up my box flat, put the die without the round frame on it, ran it through the cut and emboss machine, and it fits perfectly on these little boxes. The boxes come already with adhesive, so you don't need any adhesive. You just need to fold up on their score lines that are already there for you. And I got these Hershey Hearts at Walmart. Actually, they're not Hershey, they're Dove. And I bought the milk chocolate because of the pink color that they come in. They have red if you want to use red for this. And then the dark chocolate, I think, is a burgundy or a dark deep red, I'm not sure. And they fit in there perfectly. So let me pull off the tape. Hey, Lindell. Welcome, my friend. And I push in these 2 little tabs, push down on the box. The tape is already there, so make sure you line it up good. Turn it around so you can see what you're doing. Line it up well. And then you can use a little circle punch if you'd like and do a thumb pull there. But it doesn't come with that. You'd have to make one of those if you want that. And you have this really cute box that you can see the candy that you put in there. Okay, so if you have little candies, little tiny something, then you want to put a window sheet behind it so it doesn't fall through. But these are so big, they're not gonna fall through. Then I thought that this box was giving me the opportunity to weave ribbon through there, and I probably should have done that before I put the box together, but I just thought of it right now. I mean, I should have done that first. Let's see how difficult it is if you do it second. Not bad. Okay, so I put it through there. Tie your bow. I'm going to tie it over to this side. Now I noticed, I was telling you guys that Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up!, she is on live about 20 minutes, half hour before I am every Tuesday. So she's hard to follow, hard person to come follow, right? And she used these boxes today too. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm going to do, Sarah. All right, so there they are, already sweet, right? You guys know that I like to dress up my product. I don't like so cute so much. I like really, really pretty. So you can take your heart from the Bouquet of Love, this one here. The Bouquet of Love comes with flowers, a large heart, and some tags. It comes with the Bouquet of Love hybrid embossing folder. These two items come together. So I cut out a little heart that you can stick in there. And then I also used the Word Wishes dies, which I told you on Sunday are not orderable right this minute, but I gave you the date of when they would be. It's either the week of January 23rd or the week of February 7th, something like that. But there's so many word wishes in here. Mother's Day, just a ton of them. And I grabbed the Valentine's one, and you can just set that on your box, and it's okay. It's not a card, so it's okay that it hangs over. I like that look there. So how sweet is this cute little box, all dressed up for a grown-up, if you have more than just children to give to. So I'm going to take, or your children might be adult children. I just took a little mini glue dot and I'm going to put it right under the knot there. And then I'm going to take another one under the V. It's a little bit larger than the V, so I'm going to fold it down. And because it's silver, it shines and sparkles. And you have a sweet little box. All right, one more item if you can take it. I have cones that were given to me years ago. I mean years ago. And I still have probably, I don't know, 20 of them or so. So I took the colors Balmy Blue, and I think this is Granny Apple Green, yes. And I colored this stamp in the set. And I cut it out with the dies. And I added it to a cone. I added some of our iridescent rhinestones for some sparkle. You'll see one there, one here. Then in the dual pack, the twin pack, the cotton ribbon combo pack, I added the blue ribbon, doubled it up so I have a nice double bow. But on the cone, I stamped the script stamp all over that. The little Eiffel Tower down at the bottom. And the cutout flowers on the book pages, and then some, what do you call this? That word just escaped me right now. And you can add an Easter egg in here. You can ask my customers. I make these every year. Every year they're a little different. Every year I have another one, and then I can hang them around the house. So that's just another idea with this beautiful set. So the egg's not going to stay in there unless it's standing up. So here is the box. Here is some glimmer with silver glimmer paper underneath. Here's a little country made from a doily. A little simple card with the polished pink. And my little cowgirl card that I call it, with the fringe and the bee and all the Heart and Home designer series paper along with the romance set. All right, do you guys have any questions? There's my host code. I didn't see last time somebody said, put your host code up again. So I did. There it is. Nope, I don't see any questions. All right. Thank you for your time. We will see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.